What's up everybody, it's BR, and today I'm going to do something a little bit differently. This video is going to be half commentary and half recommendation actually. And the topic for today is going to be stepping out of one's comfort zone. As you can probably tell from all my previous videos, I am a huge FPS fanatic, so it makes sense to conclude that I am not a fan of card games. As a kid, I remember trying to get into the Pokemon trading card game, but for whatever reason it just never clicked with me. I guess I concluded that if I just wanted to play Pokemon, I'd rather just play the games than play the trading card game. And honestly, that might have just also been fueled by the fact that my mom never got me the Pokemon cards. And ever since then, I never really had an interest in card games at all. Which is kind of disappointing really, because I know that there is some huge strategy that goes into trading card games and of the like. But I really don't know what didn't click. It just didn't seem appealing to me and I didn't want to go out of my way to join something. I think another part of it is just how much of a time investment it is to be proficient at a game. And personally, I find it really crappy whenever I play a game that I don't understand and just lose to it because, well, again, I just don't understand. I'm at a huge disadvantage and probably the only other people that I'm going to play with are my friends and they already know what they're doing. Put on top of that the time investment and I never really wanted to try it out in the first place. Then earlier last month, one of my friends started playing a game called Inscryption. He would stream it frequently on Discord and while it was kinda interesting, it was still a card game so I wasn't gonna go out of my way to try it out for myself. Eventually I did give in as there was a couple things that really caught my eye, not to mention the rave reviews that he gave it and the fact that it was on sale. I think what really hooked me was that in one of his streams, the board had completely changed from this traditional animal card game to one involving robots. He clued me in that there was actually a story with the game and that made it much easier to justify. I love single player games, especially one with an intriguing story, and seeing such a dramatic shift in setting was really enticing. I was really curious to figure out what the hell was going on, so I finally decided to buy the game and booted it up. After about 2 games, let me just tell you, it was hook, line, and sinker. I was totally invested. I made it my goal to finish the game in under a week, and after 11 hours, let me tell you, I was dumbfounded. I loved every single second that I played that game. And for this review portion of the video, I'm not really going to go too deep into the game. I do believe that even though this game was released back in November, it definitely deserves a blind playthrough. And personally, I do believe this game is a masterpiece. Now, before you say anything, no, I don't think this is the best card game around. First of all, I don't play card games, and second of all, I'm sure that there's some other card game out there with much deeper mechanics and complex gameplay. So as a card game, Inscryption is objectively weaker, but as an actual game itself, Inscryption is, in my opinion, one of the best games of all time. And it's a must play for pretty much anyone. I mean, in its individual strengths, the game really doesn't do anything new or outstanding, but it's the execution of it all rounded all together in one complete package that makes this game like no other. It's pretty much just like Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 doesn't really have the best gameplay or best story or best anything really, except for maybe its art style. I feel like Half-Life 2's art style is timeless. But it's the execution of all that hard work into a single package that just makes Half-Life 2 one of the best games of all time. And I challenge you to find another card game that's gonna have the story intertwined with the gameplay and setting and theme and just so perfectly wrapped. I think that's gonna be really hard or borderline impossible. And in conclusion, I highly recommend Inscryption, even if you don't like card games. The gameplay is simple enough if that you're only here for the story, you're still gonna have a good time, but it's also complex and intriguing enough that if you're actually a card game fanatic, well, you're not gonna have a bad time. Especially since Inscryption offers a huge variety of card game mechanics. And I think the best way to enjoy the game is to just take your time with it. The game does get easier as time goes on and you keep on trying, but it's still no walk in the park. This is one of the few times that I'll ever recommend a game outside of sale, as I do believe that Inscryption is worth the price of admission. It's one of the few games that you're actually going to have an infinite amount of fun with without paying microtransactions. Anyway, tell me what you think of Inscryption. Have you played it before? Have you not played it before? Do you think it's interesting? Are you going to play it now? Make sure to leave that in the comments down below. If you liked this video, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. And if you'd like to see more content like this, consider subscribing and I'll talk to you later.